We begin with much more back and forth over Bain. And after weeks of being pummeled by the Obama campaign for his business record, Mitt Romney is taking conservatives' much offered advice and hitting back with a new ad, calling the president a liar.
The Obama outsourcing attacks, misleading, unfair, and untrue. There was no evidence that Mitt Romney shipped jobs overseas. Obama's dishonest campaign, another reason America has lost confidence in Barack Obama.
Now, in a bit of incredibly inconvenient truth for Mitt Romney, new reports suggest he has been less than truthful about when he left Bain Capital. For the last 10 years, Romney has claimed he broke from Bain in February 1999 to defend himself from charges that he laid off workers and outsourced jobs overseas. But new reports on the true length of Romney's tenure at Bain are making waves in a Boston Globe piece today, finding that Romney was listed as Bain's sole stockholder, chairman of the board, CEO, and president on SEC filings until 2002. The Romney campaign has responded in a statement, quote, "The article is not accurate. As Bain Capital has said, as Governor Romney has said, and has been confirmed by independent fact checkers multiple times, Governor Romney left Bain Capital in February of 1999 to run the Olympics and had no input on investments or management of companies after that point." But hang on. What was it Romney said just yesterday about responding in politics?
I, of course, respond to the attacks that come. But, you know, they say in politics, if you're responding, you're losing.
Let's get right to our panel, including the man who had the early jump on this story, MSNBC political analyst David Corn, with us from Washington, D.C., and also joining us here in New York, Charles Blow, columnist for the New York Times. David, you've been one of the first to report on this back at the beginning of the month in Mother Jones, and you found Romney's break with Bain wasn't so clean, but how dirty are the details really?
Well, you know, they keep trying to set up this bright, clear line in the campaign in Bain on February 1999 that Romney had nothing to do with the company really after that. But as I reported last week in the Boston Globe Amplified on that today, there are lots of SEC documents that show that he was signing these documents, claiming that he was in control of various Bain entities for a year or two or three after this point in time, and that he was controlling stock that was being bought by Bain and other companies. He claimed to be in the management committee in these documents. There are other documents that show Bain entities being created in his name after he supposedly left Bain. There's a press release that Bain put out months after he supposedly left that describes him as having taken a leave of absence and quotes him still as the CEO of Bain. So there's this whole paper trail. But, you know, I think we're getting drawn into a fight here over, you know, technicalities because Bain still was his. He still benefited from what was happening in terms of profiting from their deals, and he was still signing their papers. It's kind of inconceivable that while for all those years, he wasn't asking, checking, vetting, having some input to what Bain was doing. It was being done in his name, so he's responsible. And later on, I can tell you about the other story I broke today about him and Bain in China.
Sure. Well, it's a fundamentally contradictory story, to be sure, the bane of his existence. Charles, the Bain PR team has issued their own statement saying he left in 1999, but the Obama campaign is hitting hard very much on this case. Take a listen to Deputy Campaign Manager Stephanie Cutter today on a conference call.
If the SEC filings aren't accurate, then prove it. If he wasn't investing millions of dollars in shell corporations, tax havens, Swiss bank accounts overseas to gain a tax advantage, then prove it. Prove it by releasing your tax returns.
She went so far as to suggest Romney could be found guilty of felony fraud, something Romney's campaign manager calls a new low. How far do you think this could go? Or to borrow a hip-hop phrase, how low can it go?
Well, I think it goes pretty far because this is a very fundamental part of politics, the idea of a lying president. And I think that is why Mitt Romney hit back with the idea that the Obama administration or the Obama campaign may be lying, because it's a very simple concept. This idea of who is moving papers around and SEC files, these are things that most people don't have any clue about, we don't have any workings with. If you were putting roofs on houses in the summertime, you know exactly when the last time you put a roof on a house because it's hot and you're tired. But this idea of you don't even know what the nature of work is for Bain, that it's all paper, that you don't necessarily have to be in a specific place to do this type of work, that the money that is made from that work can be put into shelters and in other countries when you may not have even visited a country in the last 5 years on vacation or anything. Those are concepts that are a little bit foreign to most people, and I think that it draws that into the public debate, and you start to see this guy so much different from the rest of us, and that he and the company that he made all of his money running cannot agree on when he stopped running that company. That's a big issue, and I don't think that anybody's going to let up on that, because the idea of the liar and the president have a really big conflict in American lore, going all the way back to, the chopping it down the cherry tree and I just can't tell a lie. That is not something we want to combine. We don't want that idea of the liar and the president combined.
Right, from George Washington down to Richard Nixon. David, the Romney pushback machine is spitting out multiple denials. To Politico, Romney advisor Matt McDonald said, quote, Romney wasn't involved in any investment decisions. He was on the SEC filings because he was still technically the owner, but hadn't transferred ownership to other partners. Still technically the owner for 3 more years? I guess nobody could have cleared that up in the contracts or the filings?
He was technically the owner. He was, making millions of dollars from this ownership. He was claiming to be on the management committee in these filings. I mean, what is it? This is not the way, as Charles said, most people live their lives. And if you're not really the owner, if you're not really in control of these shares, then why are you representing that to the SEC? That's the argument that the Obama campaign has been making, that maybe he wasn't telling the truth. One thing they can't deny, and they haven't denied yet, is the story that I came out with this morning showing that when he was at Bain, before this magical February 99 date, he invested millions of dollars in a Chinese company, a manufacturing company that was taking outsourcing manufacturing and outsourcing jobs from America. So this is a guy who now says he's going to be tough in China about poaching U.S. jobs, but when he was at Bain, when it was about making money, he invested millions in this Chinese company, and I'll put a link up in my Twitter feed.
Well, David, have they responded to the story yet?
Well, actually, they did. They did respond on background. They told me that they didn't take issue with the outsourcing issue, that this company was benefiting from U.S. outsourcing. What they said was, it was a routine investment in a foreign company, and lots of people do that. Right. Which indicates to me that they're kind of worried about this story becoming the next big Bain story for him to have to deal with.
Sure. So, Charles, even in light of what you said about the George Washington cherry tree liar phenomenon that is really spooky to a lot of Americans, even if we accept that he was an absentee owner, Romney made at least $2 million from Bain alone last month. Not only that, he based his entire campaign on being a private sector business leader. Now suddenly it's Bart Simpson time. I didn't do it. I mean, what's going on here?
Well, I mean, that's the fundamental thing. And as David said, the campaign is saying a lot of people invest in foreign countries. A lot of people in the middle of the country do not invest in foreign
That's
companies.
Just how much out of touch
it's this concept that this is something that all of the people do and this is what middle class people do. No, it's actually not what middle class people do. You may own a little stock. It may be things that you know about. Sure. You may be invested in your 401k plan, but that may be the extent of your investment because you don't have this kind of money to play around with. Right. And this idea that you are making money from a company that is a foreign company that is making money from U.S. outsourcing is a real problem for people in the middle of the country who are hurting, who basically say, I can't find a job, or I lost my job to someone because they are working for wages that there's no way I can make a living working.
Well, briefly, before I turn back to David, do you think that indicates just how out of touch they are because they are assuming that everybody has this portfolio of offshore investments from which they reap benefits?
I think that they're counting on an aspirational idea. They're counting on people saying, this guy was successful. I hope that one day I'm successful and I may want to do all this hook or crook stuff. But I don't think that people in the middle of the country who are hurting, the swing state type of swing voter is the kind of person who will identify with this kind of behavior.
Right. So,
Professor,
David, this narrative seems to be working for Obama. A new poll out today showing Romney dropping 3 points nationally. More crucially, on the economy, they are now flipped with Obama holding a 6-point lead. Romney led by 8 in June. Let me posit to you, that ain't so good for him.
No, it isn't so good to him. And the problem that Romney has, if I may be so bold to suggest it, is that he can't talk honestly about this stuff. Outsourcing was indeed quite good for certain investors, for certain companies. You know, it wasn't good for the workers, but it was good for Mitt Romney when he was investing in this company in China, taking advantage of this. You know, investing in the, money in Bermuda or the Cayman Islands or Switzerland. It's a good deal for people who can do that. So but he can't come out and say that. What he has to say is, everyone does this, so there's nothing wrong here, or I'm not going to give you the records for you to make your own determination. So again and again and again, he can't come out and say, listen, this is what rich people trying to make a lot of money do, and I was one of those people, because obviously it won't play well politically. So he has to say, oh, everybody invests in Chinese companies overseas that exploit U.S. outsourcing. Don't you?
Good show, young man. David Corn, Charles Blow, thank you both.